Described as half travelogue, half history, Sioux Falls author Patrick Hicks has a new book out. It's called Greater Minnesota, Exploring the Land of Sky Blue Waters.
After years of living abroad, Hicks says that he wanted to rediscover his home state. In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, we show you why Hicks says this is the most fun he's had writing a book. Patrick Hicks is the author of a dozen books, most of them poetry, but the last three, Across the Lake, In the Shadow of Dora, and The Commandant of Lubezek, all dealt with the Holocaust. So Hicks says it was time for a change to something lighter.
Just for my own sort of mental state, I needed to back off. Being in that darkness for 15 years, I knew that I needed to write something that was full of joy and curiosity.
After living in Ireland, Germany, and Spain for many years, he landed in Sioux Falls as a professor at Augustana University, just 15 miles from the border of his home state of Minnesota. Hicks grew up in a little river town called Stillwater.
It's called the birthplace of Minnesota, and that's because the concept, the idea of Minnesota started in Stillwater. And I just have really deep roots there, and it's part of my childhood.
Hicks says going from fiction to travel writing was a learning experience as he explored Minnesota and the cool places and history his home state has to offer.
My job was I wanted the reader to feel like they were in the passenger seat with me and they were next to me everywhere that I went. And they were able to sort of explore Minnesota without ever having to leave their sofa.
The book is full of discoveries from the Spam Museum to the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame.
Because there's some really pretty fascinating things about Minnesota. It's this technological leader. It's a beautiful state. The Jeffers petroglyphs, which are only a couple of hours from Sioux Falls, they're 7,000 years old, and it's the oldest recorded history that we have of humanity in the Midwest and quite possibly the United States. And produced Prince and Bob Dylan, and the Iron Range helped us win World War II, for example, all of the iron that was coming out of the Iron Range. Duluth itself is a fascinating place. I mean, I could keep talking, but there are just so many stories.
Stories you can find in the book. Hicks believes you don't have to be from Minnesota to enjoy what those stories have to offer.
I think Greater Minnesota is a book that people will just enjoy reading. I mean, even if you don't have an interest in the state of Minnesota, it's the stories that just happen to take place in Minnesota. And I think that's what ultimately is going to draw readers nationally to it.
Greater Minnesota was published on Labor Day. The books are available at all bookstores and online. With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Tom Hansen. Hicks will be appearing at book signings and has speaking engagements lined up. We posted a link to his schedule of events with this story on KELOLAND.com.